handling what? Product, sum, and difference. So, solving problems involving products, sum, and what? Differences. Solving problems involving what? Product, sum, and differences. So let's take some examples to buttress this idea. Alright, to drive our point home, we will quickly look at, we're going to use what I call a fast approach. If you look at page 19 of this text, exercise 2C, the New General Mathematics, you'll notice something. I'll just pick that exercise 2C. Now, question 1 says, find the difference between 63 and the product of what? 10 and 5. Find the difference between what? 63 and the product of what? 10 and 5. How do you present this one on the board? Now look at this. Say find the difference between 63 and the product of what? 10 and 5. This is the interpretation of that question. It means find the product of 10 and 5 and then remove it from what? 63. And that will give you what? 63 minus 50 equal to what? 13. Now please, a note of caution here. A very important note of caution. The objective of trying to help you handle what problem is not essentially looking at the arithmetic. This one any student can do. But we want to be sure that when you read the question, you are able to interpret and write out the mathematical implication correctly. That's the objective. So let's look at the next one. I want us to try as much as possible to cover enough ground here. It says what? Find the difference between 27 and the product of what? 8 and 9. The same idea. 27 and the products of what? 8 and 9. And the products of 8 and 9. We suggest that you do this first, and whatever you have. Now, looking at that, we know that the negative will be bigger than the positive. If you subtract a bigger number from a small number, or you say a small number minus a big number, the answer must obviously be a negative. So that will give me negative 45. But that's not my objective. That's not my focal point. My focal point is to be able to generate the question based on what I have read. Look at number 3. It says what? Find the products and the difference between what? 15 and 7. Find the products. Find the product of 5. Let's put the perspective. Find the product of 5 and the difference. So it means 5 and find the product. So what is stated first tells you what to do. If you look at question 2, it says find the difference. It means you are subtracting. Here it says find the product. It means you are multiplying. So times 5 times what? 15 minus 7. Hope I got that right. 15 minus 7. So that will be what? 5 times what? 8, which will give me 40. Remember that this is where I'm focusing on. I'm interested in you interpreting the question. Alright, so we'll do one more there. Question 4 says, find the product. It means you are what? Multiplying. Of what? 21. And the difference. So it will be times whatever the difference. Do product then imply difference. Alright, that will be what? 1 over 2. And minus half. Find the difference of 1.5 and negative half. This is what it means. So don't just say half minus. If they are said and the sum of 1 and negative half, the approach will be different. But here you have to do what? Add. So this will be 21 times 1 over 2. Negative times negative will always give you what? A positive. That will be plus half. And this will be 22 times what? Half plus half is what? 1. 1 plus 1 gives you what? 2. And that will be times 2. Sorry about that. That will be 42 as your answer. Okay? Let's go. So for those of us who have our essential mathematics, which for me happens to be more of my official text, if you go to page 17, there's a very interesting question there. That's drawn from question number 11 of exercise 2.3. Okay, so let's look at the board. It says, find the difference between the product of 1 whole number 5 over 8 and 4 over 5, and the difference between 1 whole number 5 over 8 and 4 over 5. Now, the first thing you must take note of is find the difference, which means the final work you are doing is going to be what? Subtraction. Now, key idea, products of these two, and what? Difference of these two. So in writing this, I'm going to write this to be what? Minus I see that. So that's what you're expected to do. This is the key thing you're asked to do. Subtraction. Subtract what? The product of this one and minus what? The difference of what? This one. So this is what you're expected to do. So how do you go about solving this? You treat this one first, get an answer. Treat this one next, get an answer, and then you couple up. Or you can actually solve them together. So if I'm going to solve this part, let me break it. I'll put an asterisk here. The asterisk will suggest that I want to solve them one at a time. So I'll pick this one. And remember I said that when you're multiplying, you multiply in what? Improper mode. So this will now give me what? 8 times 1 will be 8 plus 5, that's 13 over 8 times what? 4 over 5. So what do I do? 4 go here 2, 4 go here 1, which invariably will give me what? 13 over 10. So I've gotten this one. The next thing I do is to try to get this one. 1 number 5 over 8 minus 4 over 5. Now, if you look at this carefully, this 5 over 8, you know we said that we add and subtract in what? Mixed mode. But there is also an exception to that rule. Where you perceive that this one is bigger, this fraction is bigger than the fraction aspect of this mixed number, and this one is 1, you must convert to improper fraction. So you see that rules can be bent, but you must understand why you are bending them. Hear me again. Where this fraction is perceived to be bigger than this, and this one is a whole number, 1, you can now convert this to improper fraction, and then you do your subtraction. Because when you do that, your answer will be a proper fraction. So let's see how that works. So this will give me 13 over 5 over 8 minus 4 over 5. What would the LCM be? 8 and what? 5. And that will be what? 40. LCM is 40. 40 divided by 8 is what? 5. 5 times 13 will give me what? 65. Minus 40 divided by 5 is what? 8. 8 times 4 is what? 32. And so my final answer will become what? Is that 33? Confirm for me, 33 over 40. So that will be 33 over 40. So if you look at this problem very well, we've gotten these aspects And that will be what? 13 over 10 minus, we've got this aspect which is what? 33 over 40. So at this point in time, we take the LCM. LCM will be what? 40. LCM will be what? 40. Notice that I'm not taking time to convert this because I perceive that this one will be bigger than 3 over 10. So there's no point doing that. So 40 divided by 10 will give me 4. And 4 times 13 will give me what? 52. You can do that somewhere. Minus 40 divided by 40 will give me 1. And that will be what? 33. So if I do my subtraction correctly, my answer will be what? Something in the neighborhood of 19 over 40. Oh, I got that right. Yes, 19 over 40. So that's the answer to this question. Okay? Alright, so we'll take our final example for today, or more or less our class activity. It says, find the sum of 29, the product of 2 and 9, and the difference between 2 and 9. Consider difference as what? Positive. Now look at this. Say find the sum. This is the statement of the problem. The sum of what? 29, the product of this difference, the product of this number, and the difference of what? 2 and 9. So in writing the statement of this problem now, it means I will say what? 29 plus the product of these two. Okay, 2 times 9 plus the difference, and I've told you to consider what? Positive difference. So what that means is that I will consider 9 before 2. That will be what? 9 minus 2. This is what they want you to solve. So you discover that by reading this question, what is stated first tells you what you ought to do to all the others. And that will give you what? 29 plus 18 plus what? 7. So when you add this together, what would you have? You should have something like 50 what? Beautiful. So this will be like 29 plus 25. Decide to break the work down, and your final answer becomes what? 50. Okay, that's much we can take today. Looking at what problem we're able to talk about products, and we try to connect that product idea with having some product and difference in one question. In our next meeting, we'll try to look at what problem and how to write or convert mathematical expressions or statements into one problem. It's a very interesting exercise to do. So Mamu Wijavis will return with our grade 9 experience in algebra. See you soon.